Have you ever wondered why? Why now? Why were you born? Where did your personality come from? What is the point of all of this? We may never truly find the answer to any of these questions. That is the beauty of this life, of this reality. It's all a guessing game until it's over. You can do your own research, meditate, and try to come to a conclusion from within. To try and find this peace within yourself. But as people, it's only natural to search for the logical explanation for all that is around us. Unexplainable coincidences, the Mandela effect, Deja Vu, numerology, astrology. Surely not all of these things are randomly happening to billions of people at the same time. There are just too many instances to ignore the fact that something is connecting us to the past, the present, and future simultaneously. There has to be a logical reason for everything, right? Are we just a vessel of meat and bones with someone else in the driver's seat? Are we in a computer game being controlled like a sim character? Was the Matrix movie a work of fiction or a documentary using predictive programming? These are the main questions that are discussed and debated in the controversial topic, the simulation theory. In essence, the simulation theory is stated that we are likely living in a powerfully controlled computer program. This theory may date back to Plato's allegory of the cave. The allegory of the cave is one of the most famous passages in the history of Western philosophy. This theory states that we as humans are stuck in the cave or in the dark, not knowing the meaning of life or anything that's going on around us. And once we have escaped the cave and become enlightened, even if we find these meanings of life, we will never be able to convince people outside of the cave what we know has happened, what we know reality is. This simulation theory is based on the opinion that ancient humans had the technology that we do today, but there's always a catastrophe that brings our evolution to an end and we have to start over again and again. What if the reality or consciousness that we believe that we are living in right now is actually a computer-generated program that our ancient ancestors are using right now, and we are just basically an experiment to see how they could change the course of human history? This is the base case for current modern-day philosophers such as Nick Bostrom and David Chalmers, and physicists John Wheeler, who worked with Albert Einstein, and even modern-day tech entrepreneurs like Elon Musk, who was quoted in 2016 stating, "40 years ago, we had Pong, 2 rectangles and a dot. That is where games were. Now, 40 years later, we have photorealistic 3D simulations with millions of people playing simultaneously, and it's getting better every year. And soon, we'll have VR or virtual reality, augmented reality. If you assume any rate of improvement at all, the games will become indistinguishable from reality. And who's to say that we're not in one of those right now, being controlled by ancient humans?" This part of the simulation theory is backed up by Swedish philosopher Nick Bostrom in his 2003 paper, which he explained that future generations might have megacomputers that can run numerous and detailed simulations of their forebears. In other words, ancestor simulations, in which simulated beings are imbued with a sort of artificial consciousness. It could be the case, he explained, that the vast majority of minds like ours do not belong to the original race, but rather to people simulated by the advanced descendants of the original race. It is then possible to argue that, if this were the case, it would be rational to think that we are likely among the simulated minds rather than the original biological ones. This would explain coincidences, deja vu, the Mandela effect, why we think things have already happened in our minds. Maybe it's just a glitch in the simulation, a glitch in the matrix. Maybe it already did happen. Did we see it in a dream? Was that dream real? Are we in the dream? A never-ending dream. Ancient societies such as ancient Kemet or Egypt, the Aztecs, the Mayans, Buddhists, they all come back to the conclusion that the dream state is reality. It's just in a different dimension. What if it's all one dimension? All one simulation? All one reality? What if it's all being manipulated by a higher power? Just as present-day researchers use simulations to digitally create scenarios to aid scientific study, our world, in every moment of our past existence, might be the simulated experiment of our ancient ancestors or even future selves. Of course, any theory or hypothesis that veers away from traditional religious or spiritualistic beliefs will be highly controversial and debated. But these conversations, these theories, should be discussed. After all, we will never really know until it's over. Currently, there is no way to prove that it's false. But maybe, one day, we will have the technology to see if the simulation theory is valid. And that is it for today's video. Hope you guys found some informative value. If you want to support me on this journey I am taking, please hit that like button and subscribe. I plan on making more videos like this 3 to 4 times a week. Some of it will be like this, spiritual information, and also I make videos on newsworthy stuff that's not really covered by the mainstream media. I have also opened a Teespring site where I sell some of my spiritual posters and t-shirts, some enlightenment posters, merchandise. The URL for that website is teespring.com/store/sensei-productions-merch. I will be providing a link in the description and posting it on the video as well. Thank you for watching. You are appreciated. I hope you have a great rest of your day and an amazing year. Namaste.